Kids, good evening. This is my Mother's Day 2013 video. So today's topic obviously is Mother's Day, but in addition to that I want to talk about other holidays also, or just holidays in general. So first and foremost, on a personal note, my mother passed away 12 years ago, so I haven't really had a mother to have a Mother's Day with for at least 12 years, and my grandmother's passed away even prior to that. The last one 13 years ago. So Mother's Day has not been a big factor in my life for more than a decade. In addition to that, it was a rather tough holiday even before. So on a personal note for today, I had a wonderful time sharing other people's Mother's Days, and particularly like on Facebook and stuff like that, and Twitter. It's nice to see other people having a good time or celebrating with their families. I just don't do that. Now, holidays in general, for example, like today, it's supposed to be a day of love and basically worshiping the mother. Oh, the mother's the most wonderful thing in the world. But not everybody's mother is. And certainly my biological mother wasn't. I don't even know who she is. So it's not like this universal thing that can really be applied everywhere. And that's what I have this issue with holidays about. Like today also was marred. Mother's Day 2013 is going to forever be remembered as the Mothers Day Parade Massacre that just happened in New Orleans a few hours ago, where they shot 12 people at a Mother's Day parade. I mean, who shoots people at a Mother's Day parade? I mean, that's not even. I mean, Mother's Day is supposed to be like the most genteel day of the year. I can't think of anything more genteel than Mother's Day. I can't think of anything less political than Mother's Day. But yet, they had a shooting as 12 people were shot at a Mother's Day parade, which to me is just absolute insanity. But of course we can't have, whatever. I'm not going to get into the gun issue. Now, on the holiday front, most holidays I really can't wrap my head around, and definitely not my heart. I can wrap my head around some of them, but I can't wrap my heart around most of them. Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, can't do it. Valentine's Day, not really. Christmas, Easter, any kind of like religious holiday, not so much. About the only holidays that really, the only American holiday that I actually rather enjoy is Thanksgiving. In its true sense of giving thanks, I can do that. That's cool. But I think we should be doing that every day, not just once a year. So I try to live my life by giving thanks every day for everything I have to everyone without having to wait for a special day to have a turkey dinner to give thanks or to celebrate giving thanks. I celebrate giving thanks every day by giving thanks every day to everyone that I meet that does anything for me. The other holiday that I used to really love, and this hurts me so badly, I was a big Groundhog Day fan. And it has gotten so trite and so commercial, and the groundhog that they're using has gotten it so wrong so many times lately that I don't know if it's the global warming or whatever it is that's causing the groundhog to really screw everything up, or people are just not doing it right. This like Puxatawny Phil thing, and it's become like this huge media circus. It's lost its charm. It used to have like a quaint charm to it, and now it's just like they rip this poor rodent out, and they say yes or no, and they shove it back in a hole, and then like everybody talks about it for 15 minutes and it's done, and they talk about it on TV, and then they point fingers at the groundhog for the next 3 months, whether it was right or wrong or whatever. So I don't know, it's kind of lost its luster. And Arbor Day, which was another holiday that I liked, is kind of a yawn. I mean, let's face it, Arbor Day, it's tree day. So plant a tree, or go out and hug a tree, or kiss a tree, or feed a tree, or do something with the tree besides chop it down and turn it into something. That's it. Christmas, I'm not Christian. It doesn't do anything for me, and I'm not into Santa Claus. I'm not into materialism. Easter's the same thing. I'm not into Easter bunnies, or, you know, the celebrating Christ's death is, to me, just yuck, gross. So that's where I stand on holidays. Holidays for me are these empty days where other people celebrate and they have these experiences which I don't feel. And although some of them mentally I can wrap my mind around, emotionally I really don't. I've disconnected. I mean, I was just talking to my stepmother today on Mother's Day, but she became my stepmother when I was in my 30s. So it wasn't like we have this, you know, childhood memories together or anything like that. And I have spent, I think, one holiday with her since she married my father. And then my father has long passed away, and she has just, you know, lingered in my life as my stepmother. But she hasn't played like this important daily role because we live a whole, you know, I live on the East Coast, she lives on the West Coast. So we don't see each other. Talk on the phone every once in a while, but that's about it. And frankly, I think the last holiday I spent with my family, my adopted family, was 30 years ago. So my last Mother's Day was 30 years ago. And since then, my mother and I grew distant and distant. So I would call, like dutiful, and I would even fly out from Las Vegas when I lived there. I'd fly from Florida when I lived in South Florida and I worked for the airlines. I would fly out to see my mother and on Mother's Day until she stopped wanting to see me. Then I continued on with her birthday until she died. Well, actually, the year before she died, when she didn't want to see me anymore. So then she ended up dying, and then I never saw her again. And that's been 12 years? 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. So that's been 12 years since she died, and so 13 years since the last time I celebrated a birthday with her birthday. And before that, I think it was probably 17 years since I celebrated a Mother's Day with my mother. And after 17 years of not having it and being rejected by it, it doesn't do anything. And then let's do another holiday. My birthday, something I remember every year. I've had my parents forget my birthday. The people that bought me. They forgot what day they purchased me. Several times. Not just once, but many times. So my birthday is not a real special event. Never has been. When your parents forget your birthday, it's not a big deal. And since I used to work during like Christmas and New Year's and all these kind of other things, and when I worked for the airlines for so many years, for 17 years, I volunteered to work the holidays so other people could spend time with their families or spend time at home, because I didn't have any of it. So those were just another work day where I made double time. That was all it was just a day I made double time. Same work, same thing, same old. I just made more money that day. That was all it was. So that's where I stand on my holidays. Now I know that will piss off some people and upset some people to know that I just don't feel it, but I honestly don't. In my heart, I don't. I'll say it. I can wrap my mind around it, but I don't wrap my heart around it at all. That's just the way it is. So, 10 minutes of that's enough. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Oh, and by the way, don't go to any Mothers Day parades. It's just another excuse to shoot people up. And really, I thought that was really sickening. Frankly. That was like the most sickening thing I've heard since the elementary school massacres a few months ago. I don't think the Founding Fathers had elementary school massacres and Mothers Day Parade massacres in mind when they wrote the Second Amendment. Maybe I'm just wrong here, but I just don't think that's what they had in mind. I just don't. And it didn't seem to happen when I was growing up. But it's happening now, all the time. Talk to you soon.